another video I have with
Oh,
me. We're back. How you doing? And we're
I'm
gonna go ahead.
I'm fantastic. How are you, Wiley?
I'm doing good. It's good to have you back on. So now you have a boot camp that you're running, a
I'm
credit boot camp.
Yes. So, credit boot camp, as y'all can see, I'm truly doing boot camp. Y'all see I'm in my workout gear. But credit boot camp is where I break down everything that you need in order to uh, learn how to, first of all, assess where you are. That's the most important thing. And we use free tools, we use worksheets, everything. So it's a 4-day boot camp, it's completely free. And on each day, you get a pre recorded video in the group. Right now, if you joined in the group, if you just pop into the group, you'll see everyone is supportive. We are loving on one another. We are supporting one another, but you get so much information to build to the perfect credit profile, the credit profile that people that have 850 credit scores have. So.
Yes. So how long do you know the price range of how much this boot camp gonna cost?
So the boot camp is free. Okay.
Okay.
So now, obviously, on day 4, I'm going to sell you something, right? But after the 3 days, it's completely free and you will have everything that you need in order to be successful. So even if you just go through the 3 days of the boot camp and you decide, you know what, I'm not going to buy whatever she's selling on day 4, you will be set up with the ideal profile. In those 3 days that are completely free, it's a WhatsApp group, you will get tools, free tools. I teach you how to set up the ideal profile. I teach you how to remove old addresses, and that's not an easy thing to do. I show you where to do that with an affidavit of truth, and that's all free. All of that is completely free. For those of you who decide, hey, on day 4, yeah, I want to move forward and purchase the plan to get some of the negative marks removed, then you can move forward. But you will have so much information if you just pop into the group right now, read what they're saying, and you'll see that just from 2 days, people are like, oh my goodness, you have empowered me so much, and they have not paid a dime.
Yes, and this is really good for people that have low credit and really trying to build their credit and get things off. Like if they have a lot of things on their credit with medical bills, etc.
Yes. Anything that you have on your credit profile, I am the plug. So my goal is to teach and share everything that I know. A lot of times we don't do that. We don't share everything that we know. And the reason why I'm so passionate about it is because I know the shame and the pain of not being able to purchase a home or get the rates that you want. You working hard, you can't get what you want. So even if you just join the boot camp and get the 3 days for free, I promise you that you will be empowered. You will never ever be the same. And there are a lot of people in the group that will share this sentiment. They will share with you that Winnie never even asked me for a dime. And I've worked with a lot of these people. And I don't even ask for a dime because for me, the passion is more about making sure that this information is spread, especially in our community, any community, but especially in the African American community, because we are not privy to this information. So I don't care if I don't, at the end of the day, what I do know is that I will come out and get what I'm supposed to get. That's what God does. He blesses you like that. But at the end of the day, if you come into the boot camp and you just gain the knowledge, that is powerful. That 3 days of free, powerful information with worksheets on teaching you how to utilize, how to build first the ideal profile, free tools. Also, I teach you how to manage your credit cards, all of that, and everything is free for that. Everything, all of that is free.
So I'm asking people to join. She's really good, and you've been doing this for how long?
I have been doing this for a very long time. I opened up Winnie Investments LLC in 2009. So I've been doing it for a long time. I just recently sold an investment property in December. I just bought a house in the pandemic, a brand new house in May. So I know what I'm talking about. If you go to my YouTube channel, you will see where I have access to information that a lot of people don't have access to. I share with you videos where you will hear the actual person, the CDIA vice president. The CDIA is the Consumer Data Industry Association, tells you how to do a credit sweep. Now, he didn't mean for me to get my hands on that information, but I did because I'm the plug. So if you go to my YouTube channel, All You Need Credit, and you go to credit sweeps, you'll see where I share an interview where he was talking to an attorney telling them how much they hate credit repair, etc. That's why I teach the right way to do it, because there are so many laws in place to protect us, like the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the CFPB. Y'all need to be on the CFPB. If y'all not using the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, you need to get on it immediately. Why? Let me give you two examples. I had a client, and this is how I deal with my clients because it's just who I am. This don't have nothing to even do with credit, but he mentioned to me that he was depressed, and he said that he had reached out to his doctor and the doctor was not refilling his prescription for his antidepressant because he owed money. I said, you better tell them nicely and kindly, do everything kindly. Hey, listen, I think that the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau would be very interested to know that during the pandemic, you are withholding my prescription. He sent me a voicemail of the doctor immediately. Okay. They were like, where you need us to send that prescription. So there's just tools and resources that are available to us and we're not aware of them. And that's my passion to share that. Another example, this client had Adobe. I don't even know what Adobe is, but what I shared with this individual was she was getting debited every month for $32 for a year. So I told her, name drop the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. She got 8 months worth of those payments paid back. They initially told her she could not do it, but amazing, when you drop the CFPB, they don't want to be on that radar because there are things that protect us, but we're not aware of that information. And it is such a disservice to us to not be aware of the information. So my first priority is for you to get the information. My second priority is on the fourth day, yes, I will sell you something. It will be at a good price, but it will be for something that's outside of what I already teach you, that gets you already set to get a 750 plus credit score.
So what if the person that's out there want to book a session with you about credit on a one-on-one basis? How can they do that?
They can do that by going to my website. As soon as you go to my website, allyouneedcredit.com, at the very top, there's where you can click and you get a 15-minute consultation. There are so many people that I have worked with, that I've talked to, and I don't even charge them. I just give them the information. Why? Because again, this is my ministry. So now but I'm living good. I'm well. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it all comes out in the wash. But if anyone needs to just talk to me, today I had a gentleman email me. He watched one of my YouTube videos and he said, hey, can you send me this letter that you were talking about in the video? Sent it to him free of didn't ask him for a dime. I just sent it to him. I said, here it is. Here's the letter. Tweak it, and gave him advice on what to do, because it's not to me about the money. I'm passionate about us getting the information because we're at such a disadvantage.
And it's just really good to see an African-American woman like yourself doing this to help your people, and not saying, hey, charge you $3,000, $8,000 to do it. You're actually helping and giving them free information that will help them for generations to come.
Okay, because this is the critical piece, Wiley. I want for people to change their family legacy. I've changed my family legacy, and that makes me feel good. And I look around and see so many people that are struggling and they're not able to get it. And it's only because they don't have information. It's just the information and then taking action. So building wealth is the ultimate goal, but you can't build wealth if you can't get your credit right. And you have to unlearn some things and then relearn some things in order to get there. And that's what the credit boot camp is all about.
All right. Well, thank you so very much for calling and for this. Listen, the boot camp is going on. It started on Sunday and it's going through Wednesday. And the information is there. And you started this group, and I posted on there, and the link is in the chat. So, and I also posted in the community wall. Is there anything else you would like to share?
The only last thing that I will share is that go ahead and pop into the group, but we're on day 2. So tomorrow we're on day 3. What I'm going to be doing is running this boot camp on a consistent, regular basis. So even if you're coming in now and we've already started, just get connected with us with All You Need Credit, and I will be running consistent boot camps over forever, because I want one day people to be like, oh my goodness, who is this person? I want the creditors to be mad. They mad at me. They can't stand me. Okay. I want them to be mad and salty. So at the end of the day, I will be running these boot camps consistently. So if you join in the group today, we're on day 2, just kind of get the flavor of what you see in the group. And then I will be running another boot camp next week and the following week, etc.
All right. Well, thank you so very much. And I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you, Wiley.
Thank you.
Bye. Right. Bye.
Yeah, so now I have the flyer on the screen. So if you want to get more information, click at it. And you also can click on the link. All right. So we are here with another episode of the Wiley Show. Welcome, everybody. If you want to sponsor with us or if you have a business, you just reach out to us in our email. Do not reach out to me in the DM. Reach out to me in email or the DM. Okay, I don't discriminate. Okay, but reach out to me in the DM or the email. And if you want some consultation or if you want to come on the show and promote a product, and that's wileyshow@gmail.com. So if I refuse to take you, I will refuse to take. I don't take everything. So it have to make sense for me to bring you on my platform. I don't just take anything and just promote anything, right? You really, really have to be something that I like and that I think my audience will like. I don't just take random sponsors. So but my email address is wileyshow@gmail.com. Let's get into the topics. All right. So we're going to talk about Trump finally signing the stimulus package, and we're finally going to get our $600. And also Congress, the House of Representatives passed to increase the payments to $2,000. And we also going to be getting to Cardi B settling her lawsuit. I first want to talk about, the Congress, passing the one and only, finally Congress have passed a bill that they increased it to 2,000. But Trump, he was finally, he was like, oh, I'm not going to sign this. It needs to be $2,000. I don't like this. And it pretty much threw his party on the bus because they were like, dude, we sat here and we negotiated this with Democrats for months. And now you sitting around and you're not helping. Like, you're not going to sign this. And many of the Republicans was like telling Trump, hey, you got to sign this bill. My constituents are suffering. They're about to get evicted. Many people that's on unemployment, those benefits pretty much expired. I think on what was that Sunday, which was today. So people was like, you need to sign it. So he didn't want to sign it. And the thing about Trump, when the media cycle moves on and Trump not the center of attention, he always got to think of a way, how can I dominate attention? Because he know his time in office is very limited. He know that he got a couple of weeks. He will be removed from, he will be done from office. Another administration will be ushered in. So the public pretty much wasn't talking about Biden at all. I mean, not Biden, Trump. So now what Trump doing, now he's playing with Biden again. Now he's not allowing Biden people to, the transition team to give him all the security information, what's going on. He's pretty much playing games with that. But he did sign the bill, so now it will freeze. So now nobody can get evicted until like up to the end of January, unless Congress pass it again, right? And so now Congress passed it to 2,000. That don't mean that we're going to get to 2,000. We will get to 600 if you qualify for the 600 because Congress passed it, both houses passed it, and Trump signed it into law. When it comes to the $2,000, it have to go to the Senate. which is controlled by the Republicans. It have to go to the Senate. They must, vote for it and just do it. This will be really good. If the Republicans are smart, this will only help their party, but it will also help Trump. Trump is the president. Trump is the Republican Party, and y'all the Republicans. So why not pass it? It will help the American people. It will help them get them out of this hole that a lot of American people are in, and it will also help Trump to have another part of his legacy that during this pandemic he also increased the payments to $2,000. That would be like the highest amount of money Americans got from the government when it comes to pandemic pay. So I think that would be dope. Now, would Trump do it? Will his party do it? I don't know, because they're very shaky when it comes to the purse. They're very shaky in giving regular American people, average American people money. They're not shaky when it's talking about giving tax credit to the rich. They're not shaky when it's talking about taking rich people and cutting their taxes and bringing, all that, And also, I want to say this: the House override Trump defense bill veto. So I think that have to go to the Senate as well. So it's a lot that the House is really doing, but you got to keep in mind the reason why the House are passing this stuff and overriding, Trump veto is because it's controlled by Democrats. So that's key. And so when we go to Georgia, I want to put this out there, then we're going to move on. When we go, Georgia is like the two Republican seats that are up for grabs, right? Well, two seats that are up for grabs. So if they win both, if Warnock and Ossoff, if they win that means that Kamala Harris will be the tiebreaker in the Senate, right? It will be a 50-50. That means Kamala Harris will be the tiebreaker. But if they will lose it, it will hinder Biden administration to get things passed like climate change, education, so many big things that Obama tried to get passed. They will definitely hurt Biden when it comes to him trying to get things passed. So we're trying to help him, and I hope that those Democrats in Georgia come out and vote in high numbers so they can turn it, because Georgia is technically blue, but we shall see how they're going to vote when it comes to those two Senate seats. It's looking very well for Democrats because a lot of Democrats have voted early already. So we shall see how that's going to go. We should see how that's going to go. I've been keeping up to date with the news. I got the news all up on my television screen, and I also got the news playing like on my phone. So I'm just looking. I'm just keeping update on what's going on out here in these streets. I want the money just like anybody else, and especially for those families that's facing eviction and facing financial insecurities. They don't have money for food, and they've been it was one lady, and she was a black lady. She said, I haven't had a job since May, and we're in December, right? So, and she's facing eviction because she haven't paid her rent since May. So she need help, and $600 is not going to do it. But hey, y'all heard it here on the show, and we're going to talk about it. And I want to get in more details about that with some political experts. So I can't wait to some come on my show, and we could really get and dive into this. But Congress, they have been doing really well past the things. But again, what slowed it up was Trump. And this is why it's so important to vote. And this is why it's so important, not only just to vote for president. This is why it's so important to vote for Congress as well as to promote vote in other sectors as well. So give me a second. Let me make sure that we good. Yeah, $600 is decent, but yeah, $600 is decent, but it could be a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Way more. All right. So, oh my God. We got to talk about something now. Before I get to this, I want to read a tweet. I'm going to get some other segment. We want to talk about this now. Tasha K had this to say. Now everybody know Cardi B settled the lawsuit. Now a lot of people was on their YouTube channel. They said, "Oh, Cardi B won. Is she won the lawsuit? Like she just beat him out?" No. What happened was she settled the lawsuit. But let's read and get into details about this. So, where is that? I just had it on my screen. Give me a second, you guys. I was just reading it. Give me a second. I want to read that. All right, here we go. So on page 6, it said Cardi B says she's free after settling lawsuit against ex-manager. Cardi B has settled a 2-year legal battle. Former manager. She also is Shaft known as Shaft after he sued her for $10 million in 2018. Page Six confirmed on Monday. Hello? All right. Confirmed on Monday. Rep for both parties told us that the statement Cardi and KSR Group have agreeably parted ways and their dispute has been resolved. Court docs shows that the lawsuit was dismissed with prejudice, meaning that neither party can sue each other over the dispute again. It said they agreed to cover their own lawyer fees according to All Hip Hop. Feels good to be free, the WAP rapper tweeted on Sunday, along with an article about her victory. The rep added, in addition, Cardi has renegotiated a deal with Atlantic Records and is happy with her outcome of both deals. She is looking forward to 2021 and releasing new music. The KSR Group will continue its mission of breaking new artists who achieve worldwide impact and acclaim. As Page Six previously reported, Shav claimed in the federal lawsuit that he discovered a 28-year-old hip hop star and was the reason for her success, only to be cut out from any money she earned. Sources familiar with the situation told us that Cardi B saw Shav's help, that he took care of her career as if she were his daughter. They claim he orchestrated the production of her mega hit Bodak Yellow. His rep said since discovering Cardi in 2015, role in developing her music career and public image, while he is proud of their successful collaboration as she evolved from Instagram influencer to music megastar, Chef is disappointed by her actions to freeze him out of her career. Cardi promptly countersued Chef for $15 million, claiming that the ex-manager attempted to control her personal life, even who she dated romantically. The suit filed in New York Southern District by attorney Paul of Robbins claimed that Chef used money that belonged to Cardi. So it was just like, what Cardi was alleging that the manager was stealing money, so she had to settle. So the settlement, it was, I don't know the details of the settlement, but it was a settlement, right? So they don't have to worry about this long battle. Now Cardi B can come out with some music and all of this. Many people in the YouTube channel and the YouTube community being messy. It was like, oh my gosh, Cardi B won the lawsuit. She's coming for Tasha K next. Well, she have not won against Tasha K. And then when I look at the recent documents, because I look at the documents of this lawsuit, when it comes to Tasha K, I actually get updates. Anything they file, any type of paperwork, I literally get it on my email. So the recent thing in her lawsuit with Tasha, they're literally, Cardi B filed, it's like they have to answer stuff. So it's a lot of different claims. They're still going through their series of answering documents, submitting documents. So it's like a lengthy process, okay? Maybe in 2022, we'll probably hear this lawsuit probably get resolved, but we don't know who winning or losing in that. So in this case with Cardi, it was a settlement. But many people was out there, oh my gosh, she's coming for Tasha K. She's going to lose. She's coming for Tasha K next. Well, she can't be coming because she's already in the mix with Tasha. And they're both going back and forth, and the judge is signing off different paperwork. Nobody had won, nobody had lost when it comes to that lawsuit, okay? But many people, they always try to tie in Cardi B when she win or something, or when she settle. It was a settlement, right? Versus her just getting a judgment from the judge. They settle. Both parties settle. That's what happened. Okay? And I think, whatever the case may be, the manager felt some type of way, Cardi felt some type of way. It kind of hindered Cardi for like releasing a new album. When you got all these court cases, it hinders you musically. You don't be in a creative space. So I'm looking forward to what she's going to do in 2021. But you do have to be very cautious on who you have as your manager, or who, because they can come in your pockets and all of that, try to get in your business. It could either be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. When I look at Lil' Kim, what really hindered her, and the reason why Nicki kind of surpassed her, is because Kim started to sign bad deals. A lot of the deals that Kim signed was terrible deals that it hindered her from releasing new music. That Kim couldn't even release no new music until years later. And so by the time she was able to release music, Nicki was solidified in the culture. But since Kim signed those bad deals, it hindered her. But thanks to Cardi B being such a successful person, she did come out with a mega hit, WAP, and all of that. But now everybody is being focused on Tasha K and Cardi B. Many people accuses me of going to be many people in this chat think that I'm going to be biased when it comes to the lawsuit. Whatever the documents that I see from the courts, I'm going to report on it. Whether she win or lose, we're going to talk about it on this show. But right now, I don't really give y'all updates because it's boring. Because like I said, both of them are just filing paperwork. Both of them are just putting out paperwork. This one putting out paperwork. This one responding to this paperwork. This one got to respond to this. So it's not really no judgment. So anytime some judgments come that one party got to pay money and all that, I would bring it to you. As of right now, as I look in the documents, it's nothing like that. Like literally, it's nothing like Cardi B is winning or lose. They're literally just sending out documents to each other, and it's just like a lot of documents. And this is why court cases are just expensive, because you got to file paper and you got to pay your lawyer whatever documents that they want. Your lawyer got to draw out the paperwork, then this lawyer got to draw out paper, then you got to respond. It's just the way it is. And what her strategy with Tasha is this: hey, let me drown her in all this paperwork, and then she gonna settle because she ain't got all this money. She just a struggling YouTuber. And Tasha K is letting it be known, like, no, I'm not a struggling YouTuber. I am a multi-media company owner, and I'm protected of it. And this is why Kibi Studio, they started to establish themselves as LLC outside of Tasha as an individual, and started to sell her business to be separate from the individual. So that's pretty much what she's doing. And I think one of the strategies from Cardi B is to just drown her in legal law and all of this paperwork. And Tasha got a good legal team because she missed the beat and everything like that. Most people, they came on YouTube, and I can't confirm or deny this because Tasha, we don't talk about her legal stuff, right? But they were saying that, hey, Tasha K is in this deposition for hours, and she's lying on the judge, and she's lying on this, and she's lying on that person. I'm like, where's they getting the deposition? But nobody that reported on that actually showed documents or recordings that Tasha K was lying in the deposition. And the reason why I didn't run with that narrative is because I didn't see it. And I damn sure ain't gonna listen to no Cardi talking about what she lied until I see the proof and the evidence that Tasha K was lying in the deposition, or her husband was lying. I really can't believe it. It's a good kiki. It's a good story, because the way how you bring it out, oh my gosh, she's lying to the judge. It sounds good, but where the paperwork? Where's the recordings? Where's the documentation to back up that she's losing in this deposition and all of these things? And a lot of times people, they just ran with a storyline, or they just ran with these situations. But if she win this will be a good move. Now, another blogger got up on there and they said, well, this to teach people. I remember when it was a blogger that lied on me for filth. They said salacious lies. So I consulted with my attorney. We tracked this individual down, we tracked his friend down, and we sent him a cease and desist. That was our first role. Then the lawyer said, well, if this doesn't work, we can file and just sue him civilly. And so I'm like, is it really worth it? And then we start to notice the brother did not really have the money like that, but he was still saying these salacious lies. So I said, well, let's do it. Let's just sue or whatever. And then I get a phone call from the other side. Say, hey, I'm going to delete the video. I'm going to take the videos down, because I was just ready to sue. Because I said the person won't stop. They're sitting there just lying, saying all this nasty, filthy things. And I said, I want him and the other friend. I want both of them, because they both saying it. So we tracked them both down. We did. And we started filing, paperwork. We was going to just go ahead and sue. We had no choice. And I knew it was going to be expensive. It's going to be very expensive when you sue. And then we got their real government names. We saw that these people wasn't owning a home. They was renting home, putting in other people's names and all that. So we heard all these things. So I understand. I don't believe that people should just get on their platform and just say salacious lies and do documentaries with just filthy, filthy lies. I think you have a right to respond legally. And so, because at my first mind, I was like, hey, let me just go ahead and talk about this on YouTube. And then I thought about it. I said, this person is just saying just lies, and this ain't entertainment. And he's treading on dangerous grounds. So of course we reached out. We reached out to these people, family members. We was trying to track this person down to the granny, to the aunt, to the uncle, whomever. So eventually, the person it got to the person, and then the person, one of the person friends, and I'm not gonna get into detail with the names. I could, but I'm not. But I'm gonna just tell you what I experienced. So one of the person friend boyfriend called me and said, "Hey Wiley, this is out of hand. I don't have nothing to do with it." I said, "I don't care if you don't have nothing to do with it. If you're sitting there kiki and laughing, I just drag you in it as well." So eventually, they took it down. And then none of them did a public apology or nothing. None of them did a public apology. They didn't do it. They thought it was going to destroy me. They thought I was going to run away and cry and hide under a rock. I didn't do any of those things because I understand their spirit. They was just falsifying lies and then getting other people in there. And then there was another person they had in there. They had him just spreading the lies. And then he called me hurt, crying because he didn't want to get sued. He didn't want to get sued. And I'm like, don't you have children? Are you a father? You have children. So what if somebody will lie on your kids like this? How can you do something like this? So he would get upset. He was like, you know, Wiley, I ain't had nothing to do with this. I'm sorry. I apologize. Because I'm just ready to legally just take legal action. And then then eventually they took it down, and I paid it. I was like, okay, I could do some, but I didn't really lose. I didn't really lose anything. I was just like, this is just crazy. So no, you cannot be going on social media saying any and everything. You cannot do that. You can do it, but that person can sue. And the reason why people don't sue, let me tell you, it is a lot of work suing somebody because you got to track them down. Then when you want to serve them with paperwork, you got to pay the process server. You got to pay your lawyers to file the paperwork. All the court fees, you're paying it. And if this individual don't have nothing, you're literally on the bill paying for all this stuff. So this is why people don't drag people in courtrooms like that. Because if you ain't got nothing, you're on the risk of just paying all this money and this person ain't got nothing. So I just think that's one of the reasons why people don't drag people to courts. And then when they're in different states and all that, it's a lot of time. It costs a lot of money, and it costs money to sue and all that. It's very, 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 very costly. It is, because the money that my lawyer wanted, because we was gonna, at first we had one lawyer for one legal thing that I was using, and then I was gonna have a private attorney. So I hired a private attorney. Because I'm gonna just tell you what my experience. Okay, I hired a private attorney. Let me take the green screen because my green screen acting up. All right, because it's gonna confuse y'all with this green screen. Let me just take the green screen off. All right, I hired a private attorney, and so when I hired a private attorney, they reached out to that particular person. It was like, hey, we're having this conversation, blah, blah, blah. And I just started to let my private attorney talk. And then they were talking like, they was like, oh, how did you get my number? It's easy to track a person now. You ain't that hard to find. And we're not calling you by your YouTube name. We call you by your government name. Because your mama didn't name you that on your birth certificate. They were really, really shocked. So I was like, yeah. And then my attorney, the person that we hired, he called me. He was like, but these are your options. I had options because this person, they were on there saying I had HIV. And when you're slandering somebody and they got the record that they don't have HIV, you're lying. That's slanderous. Them are salacious slander lies. It was so blankly of the salacious lies, and the person kept lying. Then drag other people into lies. They just they tried, and they couldn't even do it that well. And they were just digging a hole. Okay, so I understand and I feel it when people do that, and you got to be very cautious of that. So now, if people do it now, you ain't gonna worry about me going on YouTube. It's just gonna be the process service. Hey, you've been served. We just gonna drag you to court. Drag your mama, your auntie, whomever. Drag them all in the courtroom and let them get a taste of that. You just can't be going around saying all that stuff. So one thing I can tell about this whole Tasha K and stuff, like, I don't endorse people just to be randomly getting on platforms lying on people. But the situation with Cardi, the reason I feel like Cardi was just in her feelings because Tasha had somebody on her show that other media outlets, people forget this, other media outlets came and said these salacious lies, or if it was lies, it was a story that was out. Tasha K interviewed the individual, Star Marie, and that's what the situation. I'm like, well, where does the salaciousness come in? Because it was a story that this black woman said happened to her from Cardi B. And she said stuff about Cardi B. It was a lot. Right. And I think Cardi B was like, hey, I want to sue. I'm just tired of them keep talking about the bumps and all that. So she went on and she filed. And they've been going through all this type of stuff all on social media. So everybody's just in arms like, oh, is she going to lose? Is she going to win? Is she going to do this? Is she going to do that? Everybody's just really talking about it. And the one thing that I admire about Tasha K, and I admired about what she's doing, that she got smart. Let me protect my business assets. Let me build on my business, because if this is a loss, let's just count this as a loss, if it is a loss. But let me not dwell on this, because I'm running a business. I'm running a studio. Most people, when you do this long enough, you will get a cease and desist. When you do this long enough, you will get a loss. You do this blogging stuff long enough, you will get sued. It's a possibility. When you're a public figure, it is a possibility of that you're going to get sued. That's why you have lawyers, and that's why you consult with lawyers, and you be like, what can I say? How far can I go? And that's why I don't really talk about something until it's public. So no, I'm not going to come out here and say, well, this person got this person it got a disease. If I don't see the medical records, how can I say this person got something? I can't really do that, because I didn't like that when that was done about me. You know, I didn't like that. I'm like, I don't got no disease. Why this person was it? Me and this person never met. We never sat in the same room. So I get it. It's like I understand for being a blogger, and I understand when things happen. I get it. I understand because I experienced it. You'd have thought I had multi-million dollars. You'd have thought that I was a successful blogger and all of that. I wasn't, I'm just out here starting out. But once this person called me, and of course, I go into details probably on Patreon with everybody's names, but right now I don't feel like naming nobody's names right now. But it was another person called me. They were hurt because they didn't like the lies. Because you got to be built for it. Because eventually you're gonna feel hurt because you're like, man, this ain't right. And this particular person called me on my phone. And this is why I tell people, when you're doing this blogging stuff, when somebody is salaciously lying on you, some folks you're just gonna have to sue. I'm sorry. Some folks you're just gonna have to sue, go after their business, go after them legally. It's just some folks that ain't gonna stop when you do that. When I do commentary, but I'm not gonna get up here and say, well, such and such got this disease, or such and such got this. Or no, I don't do that on this platform. Or such and such got it. I know they got it. They got this disease, and you putting it in the title. Or this person is a predator, and look at what they're doing. They pray, and like it was the person that was saying all of those salacious lies. And I get it. They will get up on there, and so this is why you need the courts, because some people you have to sue, and they need to taste like, oh, you can't be doing all this stuff. Some people do it, and you will get sued. There's many big bloggers out here that have been sued before. And just because you get up there and you say allegedly, that does not shield you from getting sued. Because that means everybody and mama can get up here and say, well, allegedly orange and apples got A, B, and C. You can't, that allegedly crap does not protect you if somebody want to sue you if you're up there lying. Okay? No. that really, really don't. You can say that 50,000 times. If you up there salaciously lying, slandering somebody's name, and this is the way to get tricky, and they lose everything. They lose their job. If they lose sponsorship deals, that's when they have a good suit for like slander and all of that. So I really, really had to do that. Okay. All right. Let me drink a little bit more. And this is the thing about Cardi. I have nothing against Cardi B, right? I just felt like it was unnecessary for her to sue Tasha. It was unnecessary because the woman, Star Marie, went on the show and she said these things. Okay, I think Cardi B just got tired of Tasha K reporting on her. And they got tired of all that stuff. That's why that Tasha K situation, why I feel as though that's why it went left. It's because Cardi B did not want Tasha K reporting on her. That's what the point of it, okay? That's what it was. That's why I think that with this situation, the reason why Cardi did it, because she got tired of Tasha talking about her, because Cardi B, you know, she still be on social media. She don't like when bloggers talking about her. That's why she sued her. And it's gonna, and if she lose, because Cardi B love to settle. Look at her lawyers; they not that good because they settle. Because they could have just went on, we ain't give you nothing. They have to pay that manager some money to drop the suit. So obviously, them lawyers ain't gonna, they ain't that great. So they're not really that great. Because if they was that great, they could have went on and say, "Man, we ain't selling you nothing. We just gonna take it all," and they would still be there. So obviously they said it just went on, because if they did not settle, they would still probably be in court right now. They said the friend said it, and you have to say the friend said it, and I was shocked because I'm like, you know, the friend in that Cardi B situation, the friend said it. You know, don't nobody talk about Star Marie. Look like she had under a rock, but she's still getting sued. I don't even know if they are still. And I'm gonna have to look over the paperwork. Maybe because Star Marie ain't the celebrity here, Tasha K is the celebrity. So, but anywho, I don't even see her name even really being mentioned in the paperwork. Only people name I see Cardi B, that big old name, because it ain't Cardi. Because when you're in a lawsuit, it's your government name, and Cardi B got a real government name, and it's Tasha K government name. Okay, all right, government name. Now, do I think Tasha K is going to settle this lawsuit? No, because settlement is going to make it seem like Cardi B won, and I don't think Tasha was to settle. I think Tasha K and her husband already got their mind made up. They're going to fight it. They're going to take this to trial everywhere it goes, because it's going to go to trial. Because you got to understand, this lawsuit is a blessing for Key B Studios. Let me tell you why this is a blessing. Because if it goes to trial, and Tasha K, and it goes to trial where Cardi got to go to court, Tasha K got to go to court, the media is going to get more, this is going to get more media attention. So this is going to help bring more exposure for Tasha K. As long as she got this whole Cardi and this suit, this is bringing more attention, more projects, and more sponsorships for Tasha. So this is going to be profitable. And this go to court, TMZ going to talk about it. The blogs, they're going to talk about it because it's going to be in court. Because Tasha K already have so many bloggers that report on her. So if this go to trial, everybody is going to be talking about it. And people, this is a green screen. Many people are saying it here. They're going to be talking about it. And it's a lot of blog. It is what it is. I think it's very genius. It's smart. It's very genius and smart. Another person, another YouTube lawyer. Oh, Tasha K dropped all her countersuit. She did not drop. She dropped a piece of her countersuit. Her countersuit. She did not drop the entire countersuit. Many people said she dropped it all. No, she didn't. She dropped the piece. She's still saying what she's saying. And so we shall see how this is going to go. And the thing is, I'm going to bring a lawyer on the show to break this down. A real attorney on the show to break this down, and not just a YouTuber going to break it down for their own personal gain. Okay, we shall see how this is going to turn out, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm sitting here with each of you, and we're going to see how this is going to turn out. Now, press 1 if you think Tasha K is going to win the lawsuit. Press 2 if you think Cardi B is going to win. Okay. Press 1 if you think Tasha K going to win. Press 2 if you think Cardi B going to win. Let me see. Press 1 if you think Tasha K going to win. Press 2 if you think let's see how it's going to go. They said, let's just see. Let me see what you're going to say. Press 1, you think Tasha K going to win. Press 2, you think Cardi going to win. Let me see it here. Okay? Let me see how this is going to go. And even if she loses, Tasha K still won. Because she had a lawsuit with one of the greatest entertainers of our time, or one of the popular entertainers of our time. So it is what it is. Okay? Somebody said they have no idea. Okay, let's do this vote. to y'all. How many of y'all gonna be watching whenever this lawsuit gets settled? That y'all gonna be watching these blogs report about it. Y'all gonna be watching. Y'all gonna be sitting on the sidelines, gonna be watching. And Tasha K does a great job. And let me tell you this about Tasha. Okay, and then I'm gonna go on Stationhead after because I do want to cuss. I ain't cuss on this YouTube, but I will be cussing on Stationhead. So let me make sure I drop the Stationhead, and you can have an Android to get on Stationhead too. You can have an Android to get on Stationhead as well. So let me drop that in the chat as well. But regardless of what it is, people are going to be watching this. Everybody is watching it as well. I'm really, really here for it. That whole Jaguar Wright interview and stuff that's going to be late. I believe that's going to drop next year because I thought she's going to do it on Christmas and give the winos like a Christmas thing. But I know viewership probably would have been low for Christmas because everybody wasn't going to be with their family. So I think she's going to drop that in the top of the year. Okay, I just believe that. Give me a second. All right. And yes, it's going to be lit. I won't be watching. Well, many of y'all going to be coming over here and watching us report on it as well. It is what it is. We're going to talk about it. It is what it is. I'm going to open up the lines, allow y'all to speak on it. If y'all do want to call in, I'm going to let y'all call in right quick. So if anybody want to call in, I'll let y'all call in. Excuse me for the green screen. It's kind of acting up. I put too many lights up. So usually I got to do the levels, but don't worry. We'll fix it next time because I was rushing because I had to get my special guest on to talk about credit. So I was rushing and I put too many lights on because we got another light. I don't think we need no more lights. It's just too bright for it. But give me a second. Somebody said, I hope Cardi wins. And also too, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. We're on the road of 100,000, so we can get there if you all subscribe. So I'm looking forward to each and every one of y'all that's going to subscribe to the show. Y'all have been subscribing. We just reached another 100 subscribers, and I'm so happy for that. So
your show now.
Kaya for that. Many people say
your show is scheduled to start in 30 seconds.
Please be factual. Kaya did not drag me. So if you're going to report on something, bloggers and people in the beef sector, please do your research. Kaya did not drag me. Okay? You cannot say, Kaya dragged what? She did not drag me. Which Kaya? Because the Kaya that I was watching,
your show will go live in 5 seconds.
Her
4,
friend was sitting there trying
3,
to drag me.
2, 1.
Okay? Trying to.
Blog
But now,
Radio.
And I'm not concerned about the friend because the friend, I give two darns about the friend. She just a supporter and giving me promotion because the more she's talking about Wiley, what is going to do with people? I'm going to see who that person is. Who is that Wiley? Who is that man? Who is that cockeyed bitch? All she do is give me promo. All she doing is give me promotion. That's all what it was. And what did I do? After they went live, I hit that live button. I went live. Now, I did learn that from the beef sector. I went live. Soon as after they went live, I went live. Okay? So shout out to the beef sector because that's something to let you know they still be watching the Wiley Show. Okay? The beef sector is a sector of bloggers. All they do is just talk about each other and stuff like that. Ain't nothing wrong with that because it's thoroughly entertaining. You know, it got characters and stuff like that. And we'll break that down on Stationhead because some of y'all don't know what the B sector is. You know, I'll break it down on Stationhead and I say names over here because I'm not going to confuse you over here. Going like, what are you talking about? But I'll talk about it on Station. Let me drop the link in here so you all can get it. And make sure you download it if you have an iPhone and an Android so you can use both. Okay? Oh, no, let me take her name. I'll put somebody's name in the title. Oh Lord, it really gives me. I love Station here. Let me drop this in here real quick. Give me a second. Okay. All right. Give me a second. I'm gonna drop this in here. Live on Stationhead. Okay, I got the link in there. All right. So I'm gonna put that in, pin that. So if you want to join us, download it. You can download it. So it's no excuse. All right. So if you're calling in to speak on the situation, let me put on the number really quickly. We got about 10 or 15 minutes left, and then we have it on there. Let me put the number on the screen. Shout out to Cardi. Shout out to Tasha. And many people in here is saying that Wiley's going to change. Wiley is this. He is Tasha K mouthpiece. They just be saying all type of stuff. But let me tell you this. I'm not Tasha K mouthpiece. Tasha K have her own mouth, and she does her own talking. She does her own bidding. But when it's a subject that I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about that with my eyes open and me being open to the situation. And just because Tasha K came on the show, that don't mean that I'm not going to disagree with her. Okay. And if you mark my history, and I have disagreed with Tasha all down my career on YouTube, right? Some stuff I applaud her for, some stuff I call her out. It is what it is. But I'm not gonna call her a B or these things that some of these bloggers they get so nasty with the delivery of Tasha and all of that. Okay. And I'm like, and many people say, hey, he's on Kibi Studio payroll. I wish. I haven't had signed a W-2. I'm like, y'all must be talking about another Wiley because I haven't signed a W-2. Y'all talking about he signed. One person said, I got $300,000 from Tasha K. And I'm like, $300,000? You crazy. This green screen still acting like that. I got $300,000 of Tasha. You crazy. I'm like, who you get your information from? I didn't get no $300,000. If I had $300,000, the equipment and everything else would be off the chain. Okay. 300. I'm like, what do y'all get y'all numbers from? All right. Let's go to the phone lines. 9867. Carly, you're there.
Hi, Wiley.
Hey.
Hi, everyone. This is the voice calling from New York. So let's get into some things. Like, I think this Trump $600 thing is a slap in the face to the American people. I think it's imperative for Georgia to vote blue. Like, their current senator have taken pictures with KKK recently. I think Kelly, the one who's a millionaire, who's the richest person in Congress, worth $500 million. This is like a way for us to take back the whole entire office, from the executive branch all the way to the legislative, between Congress, for us to make sure that we can be helped in the near future. So if this is now on all Georgia. Like, we did our part. Now with this Cardi B settlement lawsuit, first of all, I'm tired. I'm just over it. I hope Tasha K wins this, because if she doesn't, a lot of bloggers will have to be walking on eggshells moving forward. So this is not only for Tasha. This is for every blogger moving forward. Cardi B is a sensitive artist. For someone who's very disrespectful, she's too emotional when people talk about her. Like, I don't see Beyonce doing this. And then Beyonce was in so many rumors. Jay-Z was in so many rumors. And I don't see them going up, rile up to say, oh, I want to sue this, I want to sue that. Why? Cardi B is probably very bored for her to go on YouTube or go on Google and Google all her name to see who's talking about her. Like, she's kind of like monitoring you guys, and then have some of the bloggers in her pocket to get good. Like, everyone talks about everybody. So,
right.
like, relax.
And she has some of the bloggers in her pocket for free. Promises,
exactly,
one day, and all of this. This is why when Bow Wow reached out to us, I did not lose myself, because I'm like, brother, thank you for reaching out, but, come on our platform. You know what I mean? Let me know that you really for the culture, because I don't go out, because you ain't gonna go to Vlad and just reach out, Vlad DM. Vlad gonna be, come on my show. And he don't have to beg these people. They just gonna go on there.
Exactly. And Vlad is the feds, right? And what does Vlad do? He breaks up his videos so every video can earn like $1 million, and he could get stacked up. Same thing, and then for her to, she doesn't come at TMZ this way. Cardi B doesn't do that at all. She doesn't come on any white bloggers out there. Y'all are just YouTubers. I mean, not no shade, but come on, y'all making a living for yourself. You're making it entertaining. And then why are you coming at us? Like, we're not the bigger people out here. You know why? Because she's trying to bully you guys. So yes, everyone says things about people. So what? keep it pushing. If it's not true, it's not true. And that's the thing I don't like about Cardi. She's always trying to stronghold the people and then go on this little, sympathy and payola type of nonsense for you to feel sorry for her. And it's like, when you talk about the, wishing that someone mom got HIV, wasn't that slandering? Then you call someone a monkey. Then you a black woman, dead child a monkey. Then you call black women roaches. And then just because they said, oh, you got hurt, now you open your feelings. Girl, bye. There's so many things you could get mad at, and we're like, stop it. Like, worry about your husband. Worry about learning how to write your own music. To talk about your 360 deal. There's so many things you can do. And it's like, she's just so annoying to me. And she's been annoying for a very long time.
And I think also, too, with her, if you're not, like you said, if you're not doing what she wants you to do, she will get in her feelings, right? But a blogger job is to entertain their audience, to entertain them, etc., right? Because there's some people that have said some nasty things about Beyonce, but you're not going to see her go on her Instagram live and drag. Now, if you say some stuff, it's a possibility that she will sue you. But I don't think Beyonce will get on Instagram. She never have, and will drag people on her Instagram like Cardi have been doing.
That's because Beyonce has class. Cardi B is one of those people you just drag up, and she just happened to get rich. And she got rich based on her antics and how she put on a negative stereotype on black women, right? Like she's like a caricature of what people think black women are. And then she used that to capitalize, down to her speech impediment, down to her horrible English. She just an embarrassment. I'm glad she's not from Brooklyn, that she's from the Bronx, because this would have been embarrassing altogether. I don't know why people like her, but to me, she's like a Tiffany Haddish of music. It's kind of like they're just embarrassing, so you just laugh at her antics.
But let's be clear. I'm not a hater of my sister Cardi because I listen to the women's music, and I will never stop. As long as she making great music. And let's be clear, when she came out with WAP, it was a great song. I was one of my favorite songs, not one of her best songs, one of my favorite songs from her. And of course, when she came out with an album back in 2018, one of my favorite songs from the album is "Be Careful." Like, that was one of my favorite songs from that album. Many other favorite songs that I like from the album. It was a great, and this is why it's so very, it really did well on the charts, because it's a great song. It had great pop
I agree. Like, Cardi B's first album was amazing.
It was great. It was whoever
and
on
I love
team
too.
did it good. Yeah, they did real good. Whoever.
I agree. She was able to be packaged to go against Nicki for her to overtake Nicki. She's like an industry plant, right? She has a great team. And I do love her album. I don't have to like the person, but right. I like the music that she generates. She's not even writing her own music. They're just giving to her to make it popular.
Let's just say
for the
this,
masses,
though.
Right?
And before I go to the next caller, even if she's not writing, congratulations to the writers. Because if you could get a hit, what would you rather be? An artist that writes your music and never chart, or artists that have writers and your music is charting and becoming number ones? The greatest artists from Motown.
But then that takes away people who are actually artists, though.
Right, but again, you want people to hear your art, so it is what it is. Look at Diddy. When he was coming out with his raps, it was great. He didn't write it. When you look at the Supremes and all of the greats in Motown, most of those Motown artists did not write their own music. They had writers, and they're still celebrated. So it don't take away, in my humble opinion, that she don't write her music. It take her less than no, because them writers doing a great job because it's hits and making people dance.
I agree, but she doesn't have talent. And let's be honest, the reason why WAP got big is because of Megan. She's strategic. She used Megan to get big, and she's bigger than Megan. Megan
Honestly,
is only known to be a TikTok
let's
rapper.
Be real. It could have been another female MC that could have had great bars speaking about WAP, and it would have still been successful. And let me tell you why. It was many different factors. The video was off the chain. It came out in a good time. Cardi, everybody wanted Cardi to release something new. Her fans was ready. So whoever would have stood and did that record with Cardi, it would have still been a successful record. I believe that. So it was a blessing for Megan to do it, but Anybody else, any other female could have did that and spoke about Rob, and it still would have
Like
been
who?
successful.
Like who?
It could have still
Like
been
who?
successful.
City girls?
Like
who? Like City Girls? I mean,
no, not the city. I don't think the City Girl.
Megan, and Megan was in the buzz all this time.
Right, but it could, in my humble opinion, it could have been somebody else on the record, either Cash. It could have been someone else on the record, in my humble opinion. It could have been Cash Doll. It could have been hell. Erica Banks could have been on there. It still would have been a hot record because the video pretty much made people go and really stream the record because of the Jenna Girl. Because that Jenna Girl was walking in the video. It was pretty much the video shocked a lot of people and it made them really go and stream the record because the video was so iconic and very well produced. That visual.
I agree. The creative director was amazing. I do agree. She has great videos, and that's one thing I can't take away from Cardi. The creative process of who's packaging her do an awesome job that it makes you love the song even more, even if you don't like the song. Then she had a rollout beforehand with you signing out discs or whatever CDs beforehand. Then she came with a Fashion Over stuff to make, so she always kept her name out there for you to want to like it. It's kind of like you don't like that so long, but you just start to grow to love it because it's so annoying. It's all around you. So I do agree. And it was a big controversy when it released because people were like, what is WAP? What is it? The pictures, then you see the back, the hairstyle. Everything was packaged well. And that's something I cannot take away from Cardi.
All right. Yeah. Well, thank you so very
much. Thank you so much, Wiley.
Thank you. Okay, callers, if you call it in, thank you. Bye-bye. We're not going to rush you off today. 7441, call you on air.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
All right.
Speak on it.
You were speaking earlier about people not reporting the truth. They go for you too. You are HIV positive, Wiley.
Oh, come on. Get out of here. Child, and that's not because you know what? Let me tell y'all this. When people go around with stuff like that, that is not a read. Let me tell you why it's not a read. Many people use it as a read for people. Let me tell you it's not a read. If you're taking your meds, right, you can live a successful life being positive. That's not a read. And when people, and me, I've worked in the healthcare field, so I don't take that as a read. I'm like, if I did have it, you take the medicine. Like that's not a read. That's not a read. And many people will say all that type of stuff. And it usually be other gay guys. I'm like, why are you saying all that with your makeup and your nails? Why you want to put that stigma out? Oh, and this is another thing that gay people that people do in the community. Oh, you need to come out the closet right now. And like it's a bad thing to be gay. Like, don't force people to do something they don't want. Don't try to have a roast of the guy. And all you these people, when I tell you, we have some very problematic people in the community. They're very, very problematic. And baby, it's just the way it is in the community. And I wish it wasn't like that, but they will do these type of things, right? They will. That's just what they do. Child. All I got to do is smile. 9055, call you on the air.
Wiley?
Hey.
Hi, Wiley. Good evening. So I just wanted to respond to not that last caller. That
last caller was foolish and crazy and
I always want to deal with that.
And hope he better not get nothing. He better hope and pray. He better not get nothing in his life. And you go read what you saw.
Wiley, let's just move away from that. That's the past.
But go ahead, caller.
Jump in the ocean and drown. But the caller before that, she mentioned. Well, I just want to respectfully give because one thing about your show. Not only do we have a key, but we also do discuss important matters as well.
Yes.
For example, a few months ago, you had a caller who broke down in detail a stock that we should all buy, Moderna. And this was, like maybe 5 months ago. And look what's going on now in the stock market, with pharmaceuticals. So a lot of good things are happening.
Oh yeah, they did. They said Moderna stock and I wish I would have got more shares of that. I remember that we were just randomly talking about stocks.
I hope you did. So we do a lot of positive. That's why I love your channel. We have fun, and we also we support. Put out information for all of us to grow and learn all that great thing. So touching on that previous caller, the woman, and she was absolutely correct regarding Cardi B. Cardi B's illiterate. I'm trying to deal with that female. She's illiterate, but I mean, you like her, whatever. But regarding the Senate race, I'm in Georgia now, and all I'm saying is that a lot of us, we're here in Georgia. We're all voting. We're about to vote. We have until January 5th. There's other options besides Democrats. That's all I'm saying. Because Biden, he was speaking real disrespectful, talking out the side of his neck when there was a convention and many people in the Black media. He was real disrespectful, Wiley. The way he was to Black people and about Black people is real. It's real out of pocket, and
I wish those civil rights leaders that he was on that phone call with. Now I didn't hear the whole call. I just heard somebody recorded a piece of the call, and his tone was just totally out of order. And I just wish lot of those civil rights organizations will speak up more. But a lot of them are bought and paid for by the oppressor. They don't have the freedom to really speak up like that. And I wish that a lot of our civil rights organizations that Black people were funded, that be their funding comes from the Black community or the oppressed people versus the oppressor is funding these civil rights organizations. And a lot of times they keep real quiet. They don't press the gas on many different subjects or they will lose their money.
And it just really bothers me because everything you're saying, all other groups have this. Other non-Black groups, colored people, not Black people, but like the other colors, Asians, Jews, Hispanics, et cetera, their people would never tolerate this type of nonsense.
Oh, absolutely
not.
But
yet it's expected and accepted for Black people, for Black folk to deal with this. It just really bothers me. So one thing I will say, Georgia, Biden would not have gotten Georgia without Stacey Abrams at all. Period.
Not without Stacey.
That's all. Period. Her entire ground game is, however, I don't think they did things legally. I do think there was some fraud, but whatever. This was Stacey Abrams, and I still don't see enough respect given to this Black woman who gave you a stage with her ground game. All I'm saying is that she needs to be in the cabinet. She needs to
but you know why? She probably refused to be in the cabinet.
Sanders is with the vice president.
Right.
The other really cute Black girl she's really tiny with the natural flow. She's like I think she's Haitian. She has some weird role in Kamala Harris's office. They're not working directly with Joe Biden. Like I'm not seeing any respect given to all these Black people who put you on, Joe Biden. Where are their positions in your administration?
Because you know why? Joe Biden is key. Honestly, in my humble opinion, Joe Biden is coming in there with this out, and a lot of people had this idea. Oh, I'm going to work with everybody in America. I'm going to represent. And sometimes you forget that it wasn't all America that was rooting for you. It was Black people that said, hey, that's our guy. And America got in line and pretty much said Joe Biden is the guy, but it was the Black community that first said it and the Black community that voted in high numbers for it. And my theory is, and this is why it's so important for organizations outside the bubble, outside the NAACP, outside the Urban League to apply pressure to the Biden administration. We cannot allow him to have that tone. And a lot of it comes from him being an old white man. It comes from being old. He's out of touch. And hopefully Kamala Harris get a little bit more power in what she can speak.
That's not an excuse.
That's not an excuse. But that's the reason why he do it, because he's old and white. Right. He's old and why he's out of touch.
Did you see her Kwanzaa message? Really? She's talking about, we celebrate Kwanzaa, the elders in my family and my sister and I. That woman was raised by a Hindu Indian mother and Jamaican black father. There's no Kwanzaa in Canada. There's no Kwanzaa in India. There's no Kwanzaa in Jamaica.
I did. Okay. I did see the Kwanzaa
of this Democrat disrespecting black people.
I did see the Kwanzaa. I did.
And no black men.
I did see the Kwanzaa, and I saw them candles right there behind her, and I'm like, whoever said that they're doing a little. That's just too much. She's not into Kwanzaa. I never heard her say she was, but they did do that. I did see that, and I'm like, You didn't even see Obama doing too much of that.
No, he did not.
He didn't.
Stop pandering. Stop pandering.
But I don't think it's her. Again, I don't think it's Kamala Harris. I think it's those white people that's working with them bringing these suggestions up, and ain't too many of us in those decision-making rooms. And Kamala's trying to play it safe because, number one, she's not the president. Number two, she got to play right by the system. And I believe the system and those people, let's do the Kwanzaa thing. And she just got to do it. This ain't really a fight that she really had, because you got to understand, they're fighting Trump for the transition, and he cannot have his VP out here acting ignorant because they want her to do a Kwanzaa thing and want her to pants the black folks. This ain't no time. They really got to have unity right now. So that's why I don't like what they're doing to Kamala Harris, making her into this whole black, forcing her pandering to the black community like that, because she wasn't that, just doing a little bit too much. The Kwanzaa thing was a little bit too much. I didn't like it.
That's why, Wiley, I personally, and I'm just, and returning, just like me responding to the young woman, really very eloquent woman. She said a lot of really good points. I respectfully, and I'm not going to vote for Warnock and not Ossoff. I don't that whatever Ossoff, Jeff. I don't know. I'm voting Republican for the Senate. Period. Like, somehow Biden is now the president-elect. They have the House. You're not going to get the Senate too. You got to keep things fresh. I'm not going to give one Democrat party everything they want.
Well, but this is the thing, though.
They're not supporting black people enough right now.
This is the thing.
So you're going to have to fight a little bit in the Senate with Republicans.
But this is the thing, though.
That's just how
unfortunately, ma'am, politics. If you look at from President Obama, when he lost the support from the when he lost the House and the Senate, when he lost the Senate, or one of them he lost, it was hard for him to get things done. So when you're a Democrat, you could get your agenda passed when you have your party controlling the House and the Senate. Now, back in the day, Republicans used to work with Democrats. But now, because of other groups and because of the conservative networks and all that, Republicans cannot work. Even those that will probably work with Democrats, their constituents on their base be like, we can't work. And since Trump is going to get out of office, he's definitely going to apply pressure to the base that you can't be weak. Don't work with Biden. He must be a one-term president. We must get Trump back in office.
Okay.
So
then
if he loses,
how about this? We'll see how Biden does the first 2 years. Then remember, we vote every 2 years.
But we can't go by that, man. If we in the pandemic, so right now he needs the Democrats. He's going to need his party in both houses.
But the Democrats aren't doing enough right now. They just passed a $740 billion defense bill, and then on top of that,
and Trump didn't sign it.
The COVID aid, they're giving way too much money. It has nothing to do with American people.
But you know what? Trump, understand, you got to understand.
So I'm not going to give you everything. I'm not going to give you my vote too. Right now, they're simply not doing enough. They have not earned to also get the Senate. They have the House.
Right.
They have Biden in the executive. And as the executive, there's so much power he has through the bully pulpit, period, including the Justice Department. I want to see Biden as the president, as the executive. What are you going to do regarding Breonna Taylor? What are you going to do regarding our little brother in Colorado, the young handsome one who was killed through ketamine? I need to see what Biden is going to do as president and the leader of the Justice Department when it comes to police brutality. Biden needs to get to work first.
I understand his
There's
work.
Black issues that do not need the Congress.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this, ma'am. Listen,
just be Biden
understand this, ma'am, how politics work, how it's been working for the past 10, 12, 15 years, the past 20 years. He's going to need the Democrats in the Senate because let's just say this:
no,
if he don't get, yes, he do. If he doesn't get those two, ma'am, I hear, ma'am. Okay, let me tell you this. The reason why, okay, let me tell you this, ma'am. You bringing up, I understand that, but you're bringing up the executive order. Let me tell you this. A president can sign executive orders. I understand that the president do have that power, but just because they signed an executive order does not mean that it cannot be challenged in the court. President Obama signed many executive orders, and it was challenged. Yes, you can
is back and fully legal.
Ma'am, the executive order. It can get challenged in the court system, ma'am. So he just can't go in office.
Trump could not even overrule DACA. That Obama,
ma'am, yes, he could have. He could have overruled DACA if he wanted to. His party said don't overrule it. He could have overruled if he wanted to.
No, that's not
he could have. He could have done an executive order for that. But again, the courts.
The government brought it right back. Look at DACA.
But you don't understand, ma'am.
It's still legal.
Ma'am, the court system, even when it comes to
the court,
yes, it could be challenged if they feel like it was an overreach, and the courts will have to make a decision when it comes to these executive
order is very difficult to overturn. It's Wiley. There's a lot of power the president has.
It can be overturned, though, ma'am.
As the president first,
that's why it's more powerful. Ma'am, it is more powerful to have it passed through Congress. It is more powerful to have it passed through Congress and the Senate.
That woman who just came on your live, that's the executive. Look up to everyone in this chat right now. Look up the powers of the executive.
I hear you, ma'am. I'm not disagreeing.
Wiley.
Okay.
Not just depending on Congress.
Okay, let me say this. Okay, let me say this, ma'am. Okay, let me say this.
Just as the executive.
Okay.
What Obama did with DACA, great example. He bypassed the entire Congress.
He did.
And now DACA is back legal. Trump couldn't even overturn it. The courts brought it right back.
Again, you said the key word, the courts.
Biden can do through executive action.
I understand that, but this is why. When it comes to this, even when Biden was talking about the, the school loans, he was like, well, he probably not going to do it by executive because he understands that if I sign the executive order, hey, I want to wipe out student loan debt and I'm going to sign the executive order, it will be challenged in the courts. And a lot of times you got to understand the court system have changed. Once Trump leave, the courts are more conservative than they ever been. He have a lot of young conservatives on the courts. So it's not the same court system that when it was under Obama. So again,
Obamacare. First, let's see the court. Justice, the Chief Justice, the Jesuit guy. I forgot his name. He's more center than conservative. That's what Trump has not been very happy with him. Secondly, the courts are so conservative. What did the courts do when it came to DACA? They ruled against the Trump administration only on the basis of just administrative action.
Okay.
They stated to Trump, wait 1 second, Wiley. They stated to Trump's executive office that we are challenging. We're not going to agree and follow through with your action to halt DACA.
Okay.
Only because of administrative action.
All right, but I'm gonna tell you this. Well, thank you, caller.
Administrative action just to overturn.
Well, we thank you so very much for calling in, and this was a lengthy conversation. Thank you so much, and we definitely got to keep this going on another day. Thank you, caller. I love it. It's really good when you talk about politics. 0037 calling on air. Hello, you live on air.
Hi, Wiley.
Hey.
How are you today?
All right.
Do not sit there and let nobody stress you out over politics. You are too good for that. I just wanted to call you in and let you know that every time I watch your show, your laughter gives me life.
Well,
I really do appreciate you. I love watching your segments, and you are inspiration. Keep growing. You will be a whole lot better next year. 2021 is yours, baby.
All right. Thank you so very much.
Lots of love.
All right. Bye.
Thank you.
And this is why it is
Bye-bye.
so. Thank you. Bye bye. This is why it's so important that he's going to need the Senate, ma'am. Like, we cannot wait 2 years. It is a pandemic. He's going to need all the political strength. He's going to need the House. He's going to need the Senate. It's much easier for Biden, and it's less of a headache when you have both houses into the same party. Because if you don't have Democrats controlling the Senate, Mitch McConnell, he can just roll his whole entire agenda. Okay, so we definitely need that. So that's why I'm saying that, yes, a president can sign executive orders. Yes, but those executive orders can be challenged in the courts. Okay, that's why it's so good to have Congress and the Senate to pass laws when it comes to that. Right? So we shall see how that goes. And this is why it's so good to have these conversations when it comes to, politics and all of that. It's just really good to have those conversations when she does that. But y'all, thank you all. Thank you to that caller that called in, because she called in and she was speaking on these situations, and we love her for giving her opinion. I think I never heard her before on the line. So shout out to that caller. Like, that was a new caller. All right. You're right. Biden's going to need help from all. He's going to need his help from the Democrat Party, right? But while he's having both parties, this is what the black people have. This is what we come in. We got to say black agenda, black agenda, black agenda. We need the Civil Rights Act. We need the Voters' Right Act passed. We need a bill passed to investments in small business owners. We need his Housing Act passed. That needs to be upgraded and uplifted. We need serious change. So that ain't gonna happen if he only got the House and not the Senate. He's gonna need both. And you're already coming in. His bulk of his presidency, I believe, in the first term is going to be consumed with this pandemic. It's going to be consumed with that, and it's going to be other things going to do. So it's a better job if he have both, in my humble opinion. And that's why, if you live in Georgia, you should go out and vote. 6388, caller, you on the air.
Hi, Wiley. How are you tonight?
All right.
I know it seems like the whole platform is totally political, but the young lady that spoke, she did have a lot of great points. And I wish that you could possibly do a show in regards to politics, because I am very leery about Joe Biden. I know that a lot of people vote blue, and I typically do vote blue. But this time, even though I did vote for him, I was still, I listened to, and you mentioned about the civil rights piece, the meeting he had with those leaders. And I've watched him throughout the race, and it's like he automatically expects for Black people to be in his back pocket. And as you mentioned, we are the ones that do help him get into office. But I hope that, and I'm going to give him a chance, but I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, because, Black people have rode hard with him because he was in the House with Obama and so on. But I really do hope that he does, after, the pandemic and things, where he can kind of get those things on the wraps, that he does stand up for a lot of things that the civil rights leaders and many others have laid on the table, and that he does back the Black leaders that have backed him and make some changes that do benefit Black Americans, because it's high time. And we do go on this tangent of consistently voting red. Then voting blue, but then when we vote blue, we get nothing in return. And then after we unfortunately may get a Republican in the House who feels like they'll do just enough, we still have to wait, and all this time is lost for us to kind of still get back ahead when it comes to things that really concern us. So I wish that you could lend a platform.
Right, because let me say this though: when Biden, when he gets sworn into office, we must apply pressure from day one. It's not going to happen. We say, "Oh, I hope he do it." No, we got to change it up and say, "I'm going to be one of the ones. I'm going to be calling. I'm going to be out here donating my time and energy to make sure that policies get reformed, but it's not going to happen if we say this. Well, I hope and pray he do it, and we just sit on the sidelines. We're actually going to have to pull up our sleeves and actually get to work, and to make sure he keep his promise when he said, "Okay, black people, y'all always have my back, and I'm going to have yours." We got to make sure we keep that pressure on him. And to remind him, say, hey, you got to do it. We got you in here. And we got to stay in the news, stay out here. And this is why protesting is great. This is why our leaders are great. And this is why those that don't get invited into the White House are great to be out there on the outside and continue to apply pressure. This is why us in media is great to continue to keep the voices heard and all of that. Because if we go to sleep and say, I hope it, while we praying, we will get the same results. We're going to have to continue to apply the pressure. Now, one thing that about Biden that he needs to change, he keeps saying this, and he needs to stop saying it. I've been doing stuff for black people for 40-something years. Bruh, we ain't talking about what you did in 40 years. We're talking about what you're going to do for the next 4 years. We can give a damn about what you did for 40 years because you never was the president. So he needs to stop talking about what he did for decades. Okay, no. We're
he's been talking about the march with Martin Luther King. And you know what we're gonna do now.
What are you doing for the next 4 years? That is what it is for the next 4 years. You can't keep talking about, and that's what he got to change up his delivery and understand. Like, what are you gonna? What is your strategy? And we're gonna see in the first 100 days how he's gonna do it, what bills it. But again, he's gonna have to have that Senate, because if he try to do the Voters' Right Act and try to build it back up, because it was gutted from the Supreme Court, he's going to need Democrats to be in both houses, because the Republicans ain't going to vote for that, because they love when black people don't vote. They love to say the voters' right, the voter ID, because it helps them win. Because even in Georgia, when it comes to that whole, you got to reach the 50% threshold, they did that because black people were running for office and would win because they would get the black folks to vote for them. And the white people, one white person, I forgot his name, he said, we need to change it up. And you only can get 50%. If you don't get the 50%, it forces you to a runoff. That is based in white supremacy and racism. So right then and there, what Georgia's going through, they're going through an outdated process because black people started to get into the political scene and start winning. So white people say, oh, we got to change the rule. You must get 50% or more, because if you're a black candidate and they eyes, black people going to vote for you, and we got to split the white vote. So now I think that needs to change, but it won't change if we're not getting those leaders in office to make sure that it do change.
I agree. And then, and like you said, we do have to challenge them, because that panel, they were too quiet. It was like after they laid out all these great points, he just said, well, that's what I'm going to tell you.
Right. And they have no backbone. Like Al Sharpton, none of them. Somebody should have spoken on that line. Even if you don't get an invitation, you would have more respect for me to say, hey, don't talk. Because I think he was talking to a black woman on the line trying to come at her all wrong. Yes. And I'm like, listen,
he did.
And somebody should have said, no,
he
sir.
Like he's dying again.
With all due respect, sir, we're talking about for the next 4 years, but still get him together professionally and let him know, listen, you can't come at us like this, sir, with all due respect. Even if you lose the invitation, the damn with the invitation, but you ain't gonna talk to our sister like this. But when you get them weak leaders, most of them sleeping with white women, speak up, because Al Sharpton was on the line. Come on, get up there and talk, then do some talking. Right. So, but a lot of them,
for me.
A lot of them don't want to do that talking because they want to get invited to the White House. They want to be invited and all of that. But
you cannot agree, and I agree, because it's like you just want the notoriety behind it. Right. But it's lives on the line, and you have to continue fighting for our future generations. And it's imperative that we get it together. I mean, we have done enough dying, enough marching, enough fighting for people to keeping us to the back. And it's time that we keep this same energy consistently all the way through and really hold. Because when it came to Obama, it was just like, oh, he's black, and then it split from us again. Right. And then we ended up with Trump, and it's just like, oh well, we gotta hurt and get him out of here. And don't just vote for Biden. And I know that we only have like one or two things, but at the same time, I just felt like Biden was the lesser of the two evils, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And black people was like,
and we're getting that so much. And it's just like, why don't you just do good by us? Because we stood up for you. Just like the young lady said, Stacey Abrams turned it around. So, give people their due. Give people their due.
Absolutely.
But then I feel like Biden is like 80 years old. I don't feel like he got it really for black people. Like
he's so out of touch,
but
and a lot of stuff.
Like you said,
he got to be educated. He's old. Y'all got to remember, this man ain't 15, 16, 20. He's 80, almost 80. So he's
been back there when we was getting hung and
right. And so
because that's what he said. He was like, "Yeah, I seen the black people getting their flesh torn from them by the dogs, all kind of stuff." Like, oh my god.
And he was against busing. So you understand, Biden is not. We shall see. I hope
we shall see.
But we have to put that boots on the ground, and we got to apply that pressure. We're gonna have to, because no president have done something for black people unless they applied pressure. They was forced to do it. From the Civil Rights Act, from any act that you see to help benefit black people, it came for blood, sweat, and tears. It didn't just come, well, I'm going to just do it because it's the right thing to do, so let's do it. No, it's because black people was out in the streets. They were all on the media. It was pressure applied everywhere. It was a thorn in the flesh. Whatever it was, they were just applying pressure. People was out in the street. They was burning up stuff. They was doing it, so they had no choice but to pass. They didn't just pass because this good. Let's just do it for black. No, they had no choice, because the black people wasn't playing no games. So that's the mindset that we have to continue to thrive on, like our ancestors was doing. As the playbook is there, only thing we got to do is implement the same play, because the playbook didn't change. We implement that, and we do it because we got social media. It's so many tools that we have now. Then our ancestors did not have that. They didn't have social media. They didn't have any of those things.
We have to.
But look at what they accomplished from that. But it did not come by them sitting and just praying. It came from them putting in work, and some have lost their life.
I was really, really annoyed. Like, he's like, my thing is, when have you ever really came on black platforms like you where black people are really watching? And it's really annoying how they pander, and it's annoying. Like, and I'm glad that either it was you or the other young lady you were speaking to, how even black people pander. And it's really sickening.
Some black people are so scared to be black. A lot of these black candidates, they be afraid to say, "What are you gonna do for black people?" They're afraid to say that word, black. I'm gonna do this for the minority. They're afraid to speak up. Cory Booker, he had a chance. They brought up Minister Farrakhan, and I think he said he liked Minister, and then he started to flip on. I'm glad he lost because he was weak. Because if you really rock with a person, rock with him. He started to throw him under the bus, and I said, you ain't ready. Because if you're really about that, because you got to understand, he got the black men listen to Minister Farrakhan, but he was throwing them on the bus. But a lot of these black candidates, they be trying to, they don't want to offend, because most of their staff, they hire white people, them white posters, and that's why a lot of them black candidates, they did not win. And you just can't wake up one day and say, hey, I want to run for president, and black America don't know you. It goes by name recognition, by knowing you. You just can't wake up and say, hey, I want to vote for black people. I want black people to vote. No, they gotta know who you are. Like Stacey Abrams, she really now can probably run for president in the next 4 years because her name now is out there. After that, she's getting more notice. And so if she keep building that, it's no telling what her future is going to hold. What door is going to open up for her.
Right. She's been holding it down. She has been holding it down for years and years.
And she's been telling them,
hope to see her rise.
She's been telling the Republicans, like, listen, if you go to these counties and speak to these people, there's a possibility they will vote blue. Georgia is not the same no more. But the DNC didn't always agree with Stacey Abrams. They wasn't putting boots on the ground. So Stacey and other organizations came together and they were putting boots on the ground. It wasn't the DNC. They didn't lead that because they always, Georgia is red. Who cares? Texas can be blue, but you got to put the boots on the ground. Years before, right? You got to do it, and so you reap the benefits. You reap the benefits of that hard work, and it took them like almost a decade to get Georgia where it is now, and they still got a lot of work to do. Because anytime black people are winning, them Republicans in the South, they're gonna say, "How can we flip it?" They always try to change the rules, so they got to continue to apply. You can't give up. It's always a different day, and it's just another battle. We got to keep at it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Wiley, I thank you for the time, man.
No, thank
it's a great
you.
show.
Thank
Great show.
you.
I'm enjoying.
I know you're gonna vote.
And I love how
so
you
go
rise
on
to the
vote.
top.
I don't know if you're in Georgia or not.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But thank you.
Thank you. Okay,
I love your show. I love how
too.
you rise to the top and you're taking everything with a smile. Taking everything with a smile and you just moving ahead.
Yes.
And Happy New Year to you, brother.
Happy New Year to you too. Okay, we got
all right, bye.
Thank you. We got 2 other callers here. Wow, y'all are really into this. It's 2 other callers. Okay. 0635, call you on air.
What's up, Wiley?
Hey.
Wiley, I want to talk about the Reverend Raphael Warnock running for Senate in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And the scandal that has came about in the last few days with the domestic violence video that has surfaced. And the mainstream media really hasn't paid too much attention to it, but Fox News broadcast the video where he had allegedly ran over his wife's foot with that car.
You believe that propaganda? Does you really believe that?
I mean, why would his wife talk to the police and tell them that, he's trying to protect his reputation? And this is a black woman, a sister. This is the mother of his kids. Why would she tell the police that if it wasn't true? So a lot of our candidates are flawed, like Andrew Gillum. Not saying that his sexuality had anything to do with it, but he didn't have no business being in that hotel room with that gay white man. Just like Raphael Warnock had no business getting into any type of altercation. I don't care whether it's true or false. It should not have been a situation where the police.
Only way I'm gonna say that I believe is false because I have not seen any other organizations talking about this. So I believe it's false because where is that at? If he was beating his wife and ran her over with a car, they would talk about that in all AP, every news organization. And just for Fox, oh my God, Fox is not credible when it comes to that. Do you know how many organizations will be talking about this? I just think that they be saying all these salacious lies and about Warnock, and they're coming at his religion, and they're trying to say a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm like, it's not sticking because where is the evidence? Where's the proof?
Have you seen the police body cam?
No, I have to see that. Any of that stuff you're talking about, I just see that on Fox News.
Okay.
Call her like you got yours because listen. A lot of that stuff is just propaganda. It's just like lies that they're lying on Reverend Warnock like that. But that'll let you know that he's a threat to the system.
Where there's smoke, there's fire, Wiley.
Smoke. It got to be real. That ain't no smoke. Them just lies, and that they're doing, trying to bring it down for people to not support it. That's just all what that is. So, do you live in Georgia?
Well, I don't want to say, but I know, it hasn't been getting covered by the mainstream media, and just because he's the pastor at Ebenezer Baptist Church, Martin Luther King Jr.'s church, doesn't make him God. And I don't see why it's automatically assumed that this black woman is lying on this man. First of all, this is the mother of his 2 kids and his ex-wife.
Where's the sir? You got to bring me. I need to see the video. I need to see the records because you get this from Fox News and they get paid to lie. They lie. They don't fact check and all that type of stuff. And come on now, I don't believe that at all. And it's just so sad that they're coming at Reverend like that. It's disheartening. But it's politics. When you can't win on principle, you just come out with lies. Because if he would have did it to his wife, that wife ain't just gonna be on no Fox News. She gonna be everywhere because the world, all over the country is watching Georgia. It's not just Fox News. Fox News is press because Trump lost, and they press because Fox News they don't have Trump to make them win in the ratings. So now they're scrambling. So what they do, they're gonna lie on the black man, say that he beat his wife. I don't believe any of those rumors. at all. And we got to see the records.
Wiley,
like, you got to see it.
Why won't you pull up the video from Fox News?
I'm not gonna put. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do, caller? I'm gonna do more research on it, but I'm gonna have to see it outside of Fox.
Do your research on it.
Okay.
Do your research on it. And the only blogger that's reporting on it is Sandra Rose. Sandra Rose is the only black blogger that's reporting on it.
Sandra, ain't nobody been checking for that blogger in decades. You are naming sources that have been not credible at all. So, baby, okay, we'll be looking into that, sir. Thank you. And I hope you do go out and vote in Georgia. All right.
Thank you, Wiley.
Thank you. I'm like, he naming people that ain't been credible ain't never been credible. Oh gosh. Let's go. 3635 Carly on air.
Hey Wiley, how are you?
All right.
Yes, I was calling because I watch your show, but since we're talking about the politicians, I will say this. When it comes to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, Kamala has, for one, actually not claimed being black and not supporting black people. She done locked many of black men up for little misdemeanor crimes and gave them 30 plus years. Also, Joe Biden was the one that helped Bill Clinton with the 94 Bill Act, and he called black people animals and things of that nature, that he didn't want his kids to go to schools saying that black people was poor. He didn't want his kids to be around animals and they should be in cages.
Let me say this, caller, to that caller that called in. I'm seeing a news article. I'm reading the news card outside of Fox News everywhere, even the Daily Mail. They say I'm going to stay focused. Georgia Democrat Senate candidate, not to cut you off, Raphael Warnock dodges question about police body cams showing ex-wife accused him of running over her foot with his car. Reverend Warnock declined to address the police video of domestic dispute. Warnock and ex-wife, know how to pronounce her name, divorced in May. In March, she called the police to the Atlanta home after an incident in the drive. She accused him of deliberately driving over her foot during an argument. Warnock said he did not believe he ran over her, and medics found no injuries. No charges were filed following the incident. His ex-wife told officers that he was a good actor and obsessed with reputation. She said she had tried to keep him keep the way that he acts under wraps for the election. Oh, she must got paid from the Republicans to speak on it. But the medics said they didn't see no injuries of getting ran over the foot. They didn't see no injuries. So I hope this don't turn into a Megan Thee Stallion and all that type of way. So, but hey, this is politics, and he should address it. Don't ask the question, did you run over her foot or did you not run over her foot? But go ahead, man.
Well, Wally, you know what, Wally? Can I say this right here? A lot of times when black women say something about a black man, it kind of get to be, a lot of times black women, they see black women as lying. But I will say this right here too. The media love to portray black men in a way too. I know a lot of the time black women lie about different things because if he really did that, then she would have spoke about that then. She wouldn't wait until the man running for Congress now, and it'll be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? She would have said something. If he did it 3 years ago, she would have said it 3 years ago. What black sister gonna wait all them years to come out since he running to say something like that? You know what I'm saying? The way that black women like to talk, and if he had all this going on, she would have came out then.
Right,
she
I believe,
like
but
that.
this what could have happened, right? The medical reports are saying that it was no injuries to her foot. But if they gave Sister Girl a check, I'm just gonna be honest. If the Republicans gave her a fat check, hey, I ain't mad at you. Say you ran over the foot and all that type of stuff. No, Warnock definitely going to have to address that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just not on Fox News. It's on all these other sites. And for me, I'm just reading the article because I was not there. So I don't know if he ran over her pinky toe, over her foot. But I do know if you run over somebody's foot, you going to the hospital, and it's medical records. It's medical records to bag that up. But this is why I don't believe that he ran over the foot, because the police would have arrested him if you're running over somebody's foot. So
think about the pressure of that car, of the tire. How foot be broken?
So I do probably believe they had an argument. I'm not disputing that. But if you're saying that he ran over your foot with a car, why didn't the police file charges with you running over this woman's foot? But the police did not. No charges was filed. So it's just like, but this is politics. If the story is juicy and entertaining, it is what it is. I don't think this is going to make him lose, because it's too late in the game to come out with, it's just a little bit too late. It's December 28th. Most people have already voted. This should have came out in the beginning stages during the primary.
Exactly. But you know, the media uses black women to take down black men too.
Absolutely, they would do that. They would use whomever when you're trying to change the system. You're talking about the South, so they will use whatever it is to make them lose. But this is the thing, you know. Just listen, Reverend Warnock. He definitely have to address this, and he need to ask the question: do it? And if did you run over your wife pinky toe or her foot with your vehicle? But he can get the police to back it up and be like,
if he ran over her foot with a car, she would have had some kind of broken bones.
Absolutely, she would have had broken bones. If somebody ran over your foot with a car, do you know your foot? You will get a cast. You will get. It's a lot of stuff that you will get for your foot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. Of, you know, that's the entry, right? Over your foot, especially your woman foot. She probably had on high heels or something. You know, there's no time. It would have been injury. So where's the medical records? But again, the media going to run with it because the body cam. And they can run with this, but most media are not going to go into detail, because most of them are going to read the headlines, everything like that. Because if you read the article, it said that Warnock ex-wife divorced in May. March, she called the police to the Atlanta house after the incident to the drive. She accused of delivery driving over her foot during an argument. But if you keep reading, no charge was filed following the incident. And then it happened here. Warnock said he did not believe he ran over her, and medics found no injuries. But most people, they just read the headlines and be like, you know, they just read a headline and run with the headline.
You know what? This is a black man, Wiley. Nine out of 10 people, first thing they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, he did it," not without looking at the really looking deep into the picture. Like, oh yeah, he did it because he's black,
right? And that's just not even black, man. People don't really do their research and really read like that. Call, he said, "Did you see the video?" And with me, I'm like, okay, if he's just say Fox News, so I just Googled it. And it's multiple articles about it. But in this article, it's saying no injuries. But what do the Republicans have? They have his wife. So she can say whatever she want to say because she is the wife. So long, if you tell a lie long enough and it's more entertaining, the truth cannot wipe out that lie. Most people say a truth can't stand to a lie. If that lie is entertaining, yes, it can. If that lie is entertaining, before the truth, if the truth ain't entertaining, ain't nobody gonna. That ain't a good juicy story. But this, he ran over her foot. Was Tory Lanez there? Was Megan Thee Stallion? Is it the same thing? Was it really her foot? Did he ran over any tenants? Like, let's talk to Tory Lanez. Do you believe Reverend Warnock ran over his wife's foot and you've been accused of shooting Megan in her pinky toe? So it's just like people they not really. We tired of talking about women and their foot and all that, because the whole Megan thing made it a whole joke. They like right now.
But I want to say this right here. Every time a black person, and I'm gonna say this, every time a black person runs for something, they always using all kind to keep us from not getting it.
Facts. And this is why you have to be careful what you do in your past, because politics, if I run for office, they're going to talk about the library. But by the time the story going to come, they're going to say, I burned down the library. I did, and they're going to be, but they bring up your past, and you have to be very cautious on your past. Even if you have a clean past, it's still hard. You know what I'm saying? But if you got a sketchy past, so this is something that Reverend Warner, he definitely got to stay focused on messaging. I don't think he should do an interview because it's not really that juicy, right? Because the lady did not have no injuries. She ain't in no wheelchair. Now, if she was in a wheelchair on crutches and she put a cast on, then that'd be a problem. If she had showed her swollen foot, like how Megan showed her foot and all that, so that's something. So he should have gave his wife a check. He should have gave her a check. Like, listen, don't be telling them I almost ran over your foot and all that. Let's keep it on the hush up. But that Republicans probably wrote, she got paid, because I don't think that wife would be out here talking. She got a big fat check, either probably a donation to her organization or whatever. But that lady got paid. I don't think that black woman be out here speaking. She got a check. Now I'm gonna just say allegedly. I do believe, in my opinion, she got paid. She got her a big fat check. She talking about her foot. So I don't know if the lady got ran over with her foot. I need to see. Okay, Mrs. Warnock form. Oh, she not Mrs. Warnock no more. But I need to see a picture of your feet. So send me an email, send me a DM. Let me see a picture of them feet.
You know she don't got that. She don't got no picture, no X-ray or nothing. She probably just took a Tylenol.
Right.
You know, and went to sleep.
She probably, you know, because I know it will be a foot injury.
She took a Tylenol to bed.
Right. But she okay.
No doctor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She didn't look no doctor.
Right. She's okay. And they got an ugly picture of her as the picture on the media. They are so. But she's she's beautiful. Is she single? I'm about to try to. I come rub your feet.
You know what? They using this black woman to take down the
black man,
and she don't see it.
Yeah, she being used as
she
a
don't
tool.
See it.
They don't care nothing about her foot.
But
only thing they care about is them not.
Exactly. But you know what? No, if you got kids by this man and he become Congress, girl, and you're gonna talk, girl, you should have just said, you know what? I ain't to deal with that. I want you to help this man get office so I can increase my child support. You know, she's stupid.
Ooh, I don't know. All I know, she look good. She's very good looking. But if she's single, hey, you know, I rub the toes, rub your foot, and all that. I won't run over your foot or anything. She look good. If she's single, so I'm gonna try to, you know, what's her DM? Let me go on her DM. Let me say that. Okay.
Yeah, let's split that money, Wiley. Let's split that money, honey.
I heard that.
But I thank you because you, like I said, you have good content on your show, and this is my first time calling in.
Thank you.
And I like the fact that you ain't biased, and I'm a subscriber, and I watch your shows, and I hardly ever watch people's shows all the way through. But man, you is the bomb.
Thank you so very much. So I'm gonna show y'all the picture of Reverend his ex-wife. She's beautiful. Oh, she's beautiful. Let me bring it up. Thank you, caller.
You too, darling. And bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, so let me put it on the screen so y'all can see her. I mean, it's ex-wife. It's just the lady that's alleging that Reverend Warnock ran over her foot. Okay. I don't know if it was the left one or the right one. Okay. But, you know, let's see. Let's pull up the picture. All right, they beautiful. You see that? Beautiful right there. And we just got that exclusive. One of my producers told me about it. You know what I'm saying? Told me about it. So, hey, let's go to the phone lines. Okay, do y'all believe it? You know, hey. 0635, is you calling back in, sir?
I'm calling back in, Wiley, because now that you've seen
I read the articles, but I don't think that it was no injuries to her foot. Like, I'll have to get more details to it. But again, it's a juicy story. Would this hurt his campaign? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think it would, just because most people have already voted. You see what I'm saying? If this would have came out during the primaries, this could have hurt him badly. But right now, most people have already voted early. They already cast their ballots.
I want to put things into context. Just give a couple little facts that maybe people don't know. I'm here in Buckhead. I'm in Atlanta, so I know this story. It may not have gone to someone that lives somewhere else, but in Georgia, we know about this story. First of all, his wife is not some bum, gold digging hood rat. She works for Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms. She works for the mayor's office. She's not someone that's just looking for a come up. Fox News released that body cam footage without her knowledge. She didn't go looking for Fox News. This incident happened back in March, and Fox News uncovered it. They didn't come to her. They didn't pay her any check. She's a public figure down in Atlanta. She works for Keisha Lance Bottoms. So it's not a situation where she's trying to destroy Reverend Warnock's career, reputation or career. I'm trying to tell you, if she would not have called the police and alleged that this man ran over her foot, if there was not some truth to the fact. They got 2 kids together. She's the mother of his kids. And the last thing she would want to do is to try to ruin this man's reputation, knowing that he's running for the Senate and how important that Senate seat is going into the Biden administration.
Right, but you know what? This is why I think she's going to have to talk because I haven't seen a statement from her. Have she done interviews?
She's not going to. No, she's not going to. She's not going to do any interviews.
I think she should, because the main question is, did he run over your foot? Yes or no? That she.
If you look, okay, you got the capabilities. Pull up the video from Fox News. Just type in the video and you look and watch it for yourself.
Okay, did you see in the video? What I'm trying to understand is, did you see her foot bloody or damaged?
No. I'm not saying that. It doesn't show any of that. It doesn't show any injuries. It doesn't show any of that. But if you look in the context of the video, he's standing right there next to his ex-wife.
Right.
And then they interview them separately. And then she tells the officer there on scene, hey, this man is running for the Senate. This was back in March, even before it was guaranteed that he was even going to be in a runoff. She had no idea that he would even get to this position and running for the Senate. This was back in March. So when she tells this officer that this man is running for the Senate and I don't want to, mess up his reputation, she meant that. She meant that.
Well, if she meant that now, she really got to come out and say, it is. It's wow. I think that he needs to call Bill Clinton up and say, Bill, how did you get Hillary to come out there and sit beside you? She's going to have to make us, or she should. I don't know. What I think that she should do to nip this in the bud and say, hey, we had a dispute. He did not physically run over my foot, and that would just make this story a dead end story. But we shall see how that goes. But she's beautiful. She's not ugly. She's a beautiful woman. And I'm glad you brought that to my attention because I don't live in Georgia. I don't know everything that's going on in Georgia. But do you think this is going to hinder him from you voting for him, or have you already voted?
Yeah, I voted early, and I voted for Warnock.
Okay,
but I know that but it's being discussed in the community that that Black women aren't being protected. So a lot of sisters in Atlanta are really not feeling Warnock right about now. To be 100 with you, they feel like a Black woman is never believed when she says that, look, this man went inside my head, or because of his stature and his position, because he's installed at Ebenezer. So it's like she's coming out against God almost, saying, okay, this man is not God. He did this to me, but she's not going to be believed because of who he is. So I just think we shouldn't be quick to discount a Black woman and her truth.
Well, just
she's saying that
not only did she say it, can we look at evidence when it comes to this situation? I'm reading an article. Obviously, was no charges filed. So obviously, the police didn't found that it really happened because they didn't found any charges. And the medics said it was no injuries to her foot. So what I'm trying to say is, That's a very, very tight situation. But if he did run over her foot, he should be in jail, not running for the Senate. But the article said, hey, no charge was filed. Hey, was no injuries to her foot. And you already voted for him.
Yeah, I've already voted.
Okay. So do you think this is going to make him lose? Why, in your opinion, you live in Georgia. Do you think this is not going to make him win? Did you think this is going to just throw him out?
I think that this has kind of threw some momentum in the Loeffler and Perdue campaign to give them something to use against him, because now they're running ads here in Georgia about domestic violence, and that Warnock needs to answer to these domestic violence questions, and he's not answering them.
But my thing is this, because he need me on this campaign, get a black woman to host the show, do a sit down interview, and bring your ex-wife, and y'all sit down and y'all have a conversation. If I were him, I want to avoid it, because you can't, because they already talking about it. Then you get some of the sisters, they come, because when they get to talking, protect black women, you got a problem. So what he need to do? He needs to do a sit down interview with a black host, with a black female media host, and sit down and answer to those allegations and tell us what happened. Period. Just like when the whole Reverend Wright speech came out, Obama had to give a speech, right or wrong. So he's going to have to come out and did you or come on the Wiley Show? And I'm going to ask him, Reverend Warnock, I have a question, sir. Did you get in your vehicle and run over your beautiful wife's foot? Yes or no? Don't beat around the bush. Yes or no? Tell us what happened. Since it's out, since y'all dirty laundry is out, tell us what happened. And his wife needs to speak too, because she is being discussed, and I want to see her side. I want to hear what happened that night. And why did they fight? Because obviously something happened. If y'all fighting, what was the disagreement?
Wally, why don't you play the video for the producer? Pull
what
up
I
the
would
video.
do it. What I'm gonna do? We're gonna, because this show is 2 hours already. On the after show, I'm gonna talk about it on Station Head. We're gonna dive into it on Station Head. But we thank you for bringing it up, for bringing this to my attention.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you get to the next caller.
Okay, thank you. Wow. See, the producers are watching. Now, what do y'all think? Do y'all think he need to respond? Yes or no? So we've been on this show for 2 hours. Make sure y'all like the video. And this is why I didn't rush off this episode, because we need to hear that. Let me put his wife is beautiful. Beautiful. Is she single? I don't know if she's single or not. You know, my nose be running, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to go down. I'm gonna have to go down to Georgia and do a sit-down interview with Reverend Warnock. He should respond. And I need to leave. Oh, I should leave Roland Martin, but I don't want to get blocked. I think Roland Martin should interview Reverend Warnock. Let me see if Roland's saying something about it. Okay, let me go. Let me do I'm doing my research right now. No, you think I'm about to play Fox News, child? 6123 caller, you on the air. Let me see if Roland Martin said something. 6123 caller, you on the air.
Hello?
Hey, you live on air. Hey.
Hi, Wiley.
Hey.
Oh my God, I just want to say hi, because I watch your show every day. And oh my God, I can't believe I made it on finally.
I'm glad that you called in. What do you have to say about it? Do you believe that Reverend Warnock got in his car and ran over his wife's foot? Like, what did you hear about that situation?
No, I heard it. I was listening to you talking about the King Von dude.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just wanted to call in and just say hi, because I've been trying to call her like forever. And I just want to say I am a big fan of yours. I watch you every time you come on. And I just want to say congratulations on your show, and keep on going.
Thank you. It's I think, wow, thank you for calling. Where you from?
Buffalo, New York.
You from New York? Oh, you know I gotta come to New York and whenever this country open back up, you know I gotta come to New York and we got to link up.
Oh, I hope so. Oh my God. Yeah, I hope so. Cause I be watching your show every moment, and you always have me in tears. Not in like in a bad way, but in a good way.
the good way. That's great. I'm glad that you been watching us, and that'll let you know that I'm on the right track. So I can't wait,
Yes, you are. Keep on going. Don't let them haters stop you, okay? Fuck them haters. Excuse me. Forget them haters.
Okay.
Yeah, just forget them haters. I just want to show support because I don't really know what was said because I've been on hold on like so long.
Okay.
I just want to say hello and congratulations and hello again. I'm so sorry. I'm just shy right now.
Oh, don't be shy. I'm glad you called in. Thank you. I'm honored for your presence and thank you. God bless you. And I wish you well for 2021 is coming up. So I'm just empowered. I can't wait to see you.
Yeah, I will be there with you, Wiley. Hey, celebrating.
Yes, I'm really here. I'm really here. That we can, have a good time. Because I want to get on the comedy stage. It's a lot that I want to do in 2021. I want to act. I just want to just do.
I feel you, Wiley, and I hope like hell that you let Tasha K mentor you because I love her to death too as well. I see you talk about her all the time, and I be talking shit to them haters all the time. Oh my God, I said shit.
It's okay. It's okay. Go.
I'm sorry, but I hope she does mentor you. You got something going for yourself. Keep it up.
All right. Thank you, caller.
You're welcome. Bye.
Right, bye. Wow, you just never know. Okay, this is the last caller. 3994, calling you on air.
Wiley, I'm gonna need you to stop blushing on this camera. You and this girl, y'all acting like this is plenty of fish. This is not plenty of fish.
I'm not blushing. I'm being nice to the caller.
I need y'all to flirt on y'all time and not on ours, okay?
I'm not flirting.
I'm just joking.
Yes, go ahead.
Look, you grinning from ear to ear. I'm like, look at this.
What? It's the coffee.
Okay, coffee. But look, let's talk about Warnock for a minute.
Okay.
First and foremost, I am from Georgia. However, I don't live there now.
Okay.
I live in Texas. Okay. So, but I go home. I just came back from Georgia like 2 days ago. Anyway, but I go home all the time. First and foremost, the lady, okay, in law enforcement, if it wasn't documented, it didn't happen. She did not say that he ran over her foot. The police officers did not say that he ran over her foot. The medical personnel did not say he ran over her foot. Okay, and let's say that he did run over her foot, but it wasn't documented, so it didn't happen. That's number one. Number two, if this man gets in the Senate seat, or when he gets in the Senate seat, do you think that she wants this one little incident, and I'm not negating the fact of domestic violence or anything like that, but do you think that this one little incident, she wants him to hinder her children from benefiting off of him getting this position?
Facts.
No.
No. And my thing is this, and this is where conversations do need to be had, because couples do argue, but that does not you can't damage nobody's foot, nobody's eye, but it's normal to argue. I think that couples have disagreements. It's about how y'all handle when y'all are arguing, right? Obviously the marriage did not work, and she's probably single, but do you think this is going to hurt Reverend Warnock's chances? Because a lot of people have already voted in Georgia.
Well, you know what? Let me tell you one thing. And yes, it did not hurt him, because according to people in Georgia, if it wasn't documented, it didn't happen. According to most people in any professional field, law enforcement, medical, if it wasn't documented, it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So if there's no proof that it happened, they can swing this all day long, or they can sing it all day long. But if it wasn't documented, no charges were pressed, it didn't happen. That's their tactic of trying to say, he's an abuser. That's for their campaign. He's an abuser. He's a womanizer, etc., etc. I don't think that it's going to hurt him because almost already 2 million people have already voted and he's ahead, like 0.06% or something like that. And more people have more disdain towards Loeffler because of her trading, inside trading or swapping the trades or whatever. You see what I'm saying? As opposed to his alleged. Now, see, they have evidence that she's done that, but they don't have any that he's beat his wife or, abused her.
Okay. But I think, honestly, the wife should respond because the story is focusing on her marriage. I think both of them should do a sit-down interview. What do you think?
Okay, so this story came out in March, right? The story came out in March. They're just rehashing it right now. They were divorced. It came out in March. This incident happened in March. 2 months later, they were divorced.
Okay.
So they're trying to bring it back up. You know what I'm saying? Anything to discredit him because they see that they are losing. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
They see that they're losing, so they have to paint any kind of picture that they can.
Yeah, because they know they're losing. Not only that, white people are frightened because Georgia is changing, and Georgia is changing, and more black people and some white folks too are voting for Democrats. So it's changing. So I'm glad you brought that point up that this story came out before, and now they're just rehashing it because they know he's winning. I do believe he's going to win because a lot of people have already voted. And black people, they be like, okay, but still, it is greater that he's in the Senate as well. But I think Kamala Harris needs to come back to Georgia. I think Michelle Obama needs to come to Georgia as well. Because what Democrats need, they need more black women, of course, to help. I think he's going to need Michelle Obama to throw a couple of events as well as Kamala Harris. And I think he should address it. His wife should address it. If she don't do interview, release a statement.
I don't think she needs to even address it.
You don't think
I think that she needs to I think she needs to let dead dogs lie or stay still or whatever the saying is. She, it happened. It's over with. She didn't press charges. That's like double jeopardy. You can't go back and try to rehash something up. You know what I'm saying? She said what she said. They did what they did and let it go. They're just trying to bring it up. I don't think she should say anything. I think she just should let it, let it sit down.
Well, thank you so very much for calling in.
Okay, but let me tell you something. This is not Grindr. This is not Jack, and this is not Plenty of Fish. Y'all need to stop flirting on this line, okay?
I feel you on that. Well, thank you so much, sister.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right,
Bye.
thank you. Wow, this show is 2 hours, and my mentor do not like when I do 2-hour shows. Sorry, mentor. It was a lit show. Okay, let me go to this last caller. Anonymous, you live on the air. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Wiley.
Hey.
How are you, Wiley?
I'm doing fine.
I haven't called in a while, Wiley, because I had my tonsils removed.
Oh, my God.
And my voice is just a mess, and I have to rest my voice. However, I just had to, first is Megan's pinky toe, and now Reverend Warnock's wife, big toe. I mean, is this the year of the injured feet for women?
It needs to be protect black women feet. Don't be doing that.
I tell you, the men, they don't like our feet. They're just abusing our feet. Anyway, I'm just trying to make this subject a little light because it's so heavy. But, for the man that called, what graveyard did he dig Sandra Rose's body from? Okay, sir, you went way in a graveyard somewhere back in the woods to dig up that body. Fox News is a joke, and they're not credible. It's not a credible news source at all, when it comes to being unbiased. So we won't even go there with her. And, I understand holding Joe Biden hands to the fire when it comes to getting things done for Black people. But let me ask those who are calling in, why not hold the Republican president accountable? The one that's leaving out, we have an outgoing president who's a psychopath and a sociopath. Okay? And everything he's done was totally accepted and was not held accountable for putting 500 kids in cages, ripping them away from their parents. Okay? He didn't give a crap about 350 people killed by COVID. And his family and his entire administration were the super spreaders. Okay? He sat back and watched our civil rights violated time and time again. And he's still trying to overturn Black votes in this election. You know, so we don't have 2 years to see what Biden will do before we vote again for the Senate. We need the Georgia voters to go out and vote Warnock and Ossoff, you know, so we can have home court advantage. We need home court advantage here because if Mitch McConnell is in charge, we cannot hold Biden accountable for getting things done for us. So Georgians, please vote Warnock and Ossoff. And sir, please stop digging up graves of Sandra Rose and let her sleep in peace. Okay?
Yes.
And that's all I can.
So are you drinking any Prosecco?
Nice talking to you, Wiley.
Are you drinking any of your Prosecco?
I haven't been drinking my Prosecco. I've been drinking hot tea, trying to get my voice back.
Yes. Okay, I hope you get your
because
voice
I have
back.
to have my Prosecco ready for the New Year's Ollie.
Yes.
Now, the icon of New York, if you're listening, are you from the Bronx? Because he really sounds like he's from the Bronx.
Okay.
So I need to know I need to know if he's from the Bronx, because I'm in Manhattan, New York.
Yes.
So I need to know if he's there because we need to represent New York. You have a lot of New York callers calling, Wiley, and representing and holding you down.
Yeah, New York is lit. New York.
We are very lit.
Yes, y'all are very supportive on YouTube. New York is in the building.
Yes, we are. So I'm going to go and keep getting my voice together and get it ready for the New Year's because Mama has to party.
All right. Well, thank you so very much. Yes.
Okay. Well,
bye-bye.
Take care.
All right. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Wow. That was sweet. We got Whitney Wells coming on. Come on. That was so sweet. The legendary Whitney Wells. Yes. 5840, Carly, are there?
Yes, Wendy Williams.
Yes.
What's going on? This is the icon from New York. And I'm around.
Yes.
I'm from Harlem. I be in the Bronx. I be in Manhattan. I be in Staten Island. I be in everywhere.
Oh.
That's all I wanted to call in and say. I'll be in the bushes.
Well, thank you. This is lit. We got the icon, Whitney called in, so many other callers called in. Yes. Thank you, caller. That was lit. All right, y'all. Let's go, because we're going to go over on station here. We're going to go over station. Let me pass it.
That's right. Bringing you the best in politics and celebrity gossip. This is the Wiley Show.
Y'all need to listen to that, okay?
Don't go. Keep it going.
All right, so we're gonna go on over there on Station Head. If you're an artist, please DM me your music and send me your information. We'll play your music free on Station Head. So if any artists out there, if you sing, if you have music on Apple Music, and if you want me to play it on Station Head or critique your music or talk about your music, we could do it on Station Head. Some artists already reached out, but it's free of charge. You don't have to pay us. It's definitely dope. So we're going on Station Head. It's unfiltered, and we're going to be going over there talking about some things over there on Station Head. Okay. Thank you all so very much. Shout out to everybody. I'm so glad all the new subscribers, all the new producers. This show was lit. 2 hours of fun. Okay, thank you all so very much. And if you want to send us any topics, suggestions, you could DM me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram at Wiley Show. Yes. Okay, we cancel station. Yes, you can. Okay, it's gonna be lit. All right. Thank you all so very much. And I will see you all over there on Station Head. Okay. Yes. Can you do lives on YouTube? I know you enjoy Station Head Club, but don't. I do YouTube every day. I do YouTube every day. I will see y'all on Station Head. Okay. Peace.